If there's one part of the New York Jets roster that should excite Jets fans heading into this upcoming season, it is the offensive line. And I'm telling you right now, it's been a long time since Jets fans should feel excited about how the offensive line looks on paper heading into an offseason. Because I'm here to tell you, there's only one hole on the entire offensive line. 4 out of the 5 players on the Jets offensive line, in my opinion, are very good. So the only thing the Jets are going to have to add is the right tackle in depth, and we're going to talk about that right here in this video. Don't forget to like this video if you guys enjoy. Comment down below your thoughts of the New York Jets offensive line heading into 2025, and make sure you subscribe here to Jets Media. I cannot wait to continue making off-season content right here on Jets Media. Now, the first thing I want to do is talk about the 4 offensive linemen that Jets fans should be excited about, and then talk about the right tackle position, because we did find out that Morgan Moses is no longer going to be a New York Jet. He is entering free agency, so the Jets do have a hole on that spot. But the good news is we have 4 spots solidified heading into this upcoming season for the New York Jets. And the fact that Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji is inheriting this offensive line, in my opinion, is something to actually be excited about. Because let's not forget, we have been looking for a quarterback forever, but we've also been looking for a good offensive line forever. And I'm here to tell you, the Jets have a good offensive line, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like with new coaching as well. So let's start off with left tackle Olu Fashanu. What we saw from him last season in limited sample size, it was flawless. I mean, Olu was absolutely perfect when it comes to protecting the quarterback on the blind side. The Jets may have found their franchise left tackle. Of course, he needs to stay healthy. He ended off the season, unfortunately, with a foot injury, and he needs to make sure he could play all 17 games. That was Mekhi Becton's issue. It was obviously not a talent thing with Mekhi Becton. The Jets drafted Mekhi to be the franchise left tackle. He played very good ball as a rookie, and then he was unable to stay on the football field. So with Olu, I think the first thing is his health after seeing him get injured as a rookie. But when he was on the field, man, he looked like a veteran. I mean, he is so calm, cool, collected out there. The difference between Mekhi Becton and Olu is way better in pass protection. That is where he's best at. He just kept Aaron Rodgers upright, and he looked so good. I mean, I was watching number 74 a lot, during games, and of course in the film room after the games, and was just very wowed that this first round pick was able to plug in and learn like he did behind Tyron Smith in training camp. And you can see some versions of Tyron Smith, and that really helped out his development, in my opinion. Olu being able to sit and learn behind Smith for the first majority of his rookie season, and then when Smith got hurt, then Olu plugged in and played really good football. Also learned from Morgan Moses as well. So the Jets, I don't want to say he's the franchise left tackle right away. We got to see more than one season, but I think the Jets may have found an absolute stud at left tackle. And that feels good, because that position has been a position that the Jets have been looking for a long, long time. Now, getting into our left guard position, John Simpson. He was a very big addition in the offseason last year, arguably one of Joe Douglas's best free agent signings in his tenure here with the New York Jets. He is someone that came in here and just brought in this sense of culture and an identity coming from Baltimore, physicality, toughness. He just completely replaced Laken Tomlinson, who was the former left guard for a few years, with just a different mindset. His only concern, I remember going into last year, was penalties, and he was not really penalized a lot. So I think the Jets found a very good left guard. Now, I don't know if he's going to be here long term. I believe the Jets signed him just to a 2-year contract, so he's entering a contract year. But listen, man, 27 years old. He had a 77.3 PFF grade, which ranked 16th amongst all of guards last year. A 13th run blocking grade, which ranked 13th. He gave up 3 sacks. He only had 7 penalties. I mean, it's not what you want to see, 7, but I don't think that's a big issue. I mean, out of 1,020 snaps at left guard, he had 7 penalties, so I think that's not too bad. And at the end of the day, I think we got an absolute stud in the left guard position in free agency last year, and he's a mauler in the run game, which the Jets are going to really try to do this upcoming season with this new identity coming in with Aaron Glenn, his coaching staff, with our new offensive line coach, with the new offensive system. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, getting into our center position, Joe Tippman, man, this is a guy that I wanted the Jets to draft that draft class 2 years ago, and they were able to do it in the 2nd round. I think we found our new franchise center. He had a 73.4 overall grade last year on PFF, which ranked 8th amongst centers, okay? 8th in run blocking, out of 64 qualified centers. He had a 77.3 run block grade, all right? 63 pass blocking grade. That can definitely improve, but in year number 2, Joe Tippman definitely showed me that he's a franchise center. A lot of people said he should be a guard at the next level. I disagreed. I always believed that he could be the Jets' next center. We've been looking for one since Nick Mangold, and I think we got a young stud in Joe Tippman, and that feels good because the center position, in my opinion, is one of the most, like, underappreciated positions on the offensive line. That's the captain. That's the guy that is organizing everything, calling out defenses, keeping the glue together. And, you know, Jets fans were spoiled with such great centers, with Kevin Way to Nick Mangold, and now we found our guy in Joe Tippman, which is a lot of fun. And now our right guard position is solidified. Alijah Vera-Tucker found his home. You know, the Jets drafted him to be a left guard, and then he played left tackle, and then he played right tackle. And I don't think this regime is going to move AVT all across the offensive line. I think that he found his home at right guard. AVT was the 15th graded guard last year, 77.7 grade out of 135 guards. He was 15th in the NFL, according to PFF. And the cool thing about AVT, it's not like he's only good in the run or only good in the pass. He's good in both. He ranks 17th in the NFL in run blocking grades and 19th in the NFL in pass blocking grades on PFF. So he's definitely someone to be excited about. Had 5 penalties, gave up 4 sacks, and, you know, coming off a fully healthy season, which is really good. Had 916 snaps total last year. Missed some time, but majority of the season he was healthy, and that was always AVT's concern. The one thing I will say about AVT is he's also entering a contract year. I believe he's about to enter his 5th-year option, so he's got to get paid if he does ball out this season at right guard. Will he be the long-term answer? I sure hope so. We all love Alijah Vera-Tucker. He was the guy I wanted the Jets to draft very bad that year. They traded up to get him. I think that was a home run by Joe Douglas, and his biggest issue has been injuries, but now when he's on the field, he has all-pro potential, and maybe a full offseason of health with a new regime, new culture, new offensive line coach. I think that's going to be only benefiting Alijah Vera-Tucker. And then, of course, the right tackle position is the only one that's up for grabs. You know, could the Jets go out there and draft one in the first round? Will Campbell from LSU. A lot of people are linking him to the Jets potentially if they want to transition him from left tackle to right tackle at the next level. Some people say he can kick it inside at guard. The Jets won't need to do that. I don't know if Jets fans want to go offensive line in the first round back-to-back years. I know there's a lot of other options at 7 than just offensive line. Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan. Of course, the quarterback position is probably the biggest hole. Tyler Warren, tight end, if you want to go that route. But when it comes to the right tackle, maybe the Jets can find one in free agency. Maybe they find one in the NFL draft in the mid-rounds as well. I'm really curious, and it's really cool that the Jets have one hole on the offensive line. Usually there's multiple holes, and of course you need to add depth to the offensive line as well. So I think the Jets are going to prioritize the line of scrimmage, and the offense that they're going to be running here with Tanner Engstrand is going to be really starting up front. You think of the Detroit Lions offense, what makes it so good? It's their offensive line. It's being able to run the football, set up the play action, protect the quarterback. I mean, that's what makes the Detroit Lions so good. I mean, they got Penei Sewell, which is one of the best offensive linemen in the entire NFL. The Jets don't have someone like that. Maybe Olu can turn into our version of that one day, but I feel like the Jets have a very good foundation on the offensive line, and I wanted to talk about that because usually every offseason we're complaining that the offensive line is trash, and I think whatever quarterback we bring in, they're going to have a very solid, solidified offensive line, and the last thing I'll say about it is continuity matters as an offensive line, and this unit all played together last year. We have 4 guys going to have a full season of playing together, which means a lot because an offensive line needs to be able to gel. They need to have some type of chemistry, and we're going to have 4 guys with chemistry bringing in the new guy to kind of help him, you know, ease his way in to the Jets offensive line. So you guys let me know your thoughts. I definitely want to make this video because I was thinking about what's good on this Jets team to be excited about, because the only thing we're talking about is we don't have a quarterback, we don't have any safeties, we don't have a receiver next to Garrett Wilson, we don't have a tight end. But what do we have? And this right here is probably the biggest strength on the Jets roster heading into the offseason. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and as always, let's go Jets. Peace out, folks.